Welcome to our videos on accessibility at UAA. With your UAA account, you can log in to Microsoft Office 365, which includes Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and other programs as well. Microsoft has an accessibility checker built into most of these tools. We'll take a look at how to access it in Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. And here I'm on a PC, but it's pretty similar on a Mac as well, or on the Microsoft for Web applications. So there's two ways to get to the accessibility checker tool. The first one is down here at the bottom bar. It says Accessibility Investigate. If I hover over that, it says there are accessibility recommendations found. So if I click on that, it opens up an accessibility pane on the right-hand side. The other way to get to that same pane is to go to the Review tab at the top and choose Check Accessibility. If I click that down arrow, I can see there's a few different accessibility options, but if I just click the main icon, it will open up that same pane. So here it's got some errors and some warnings that are listed. So we'll take a look at these just to give you an example of what you might see. The first one is missing object descriptions. So here, if I click on it, it will take me to the image that needs some alternative text. And I can choose to add that alt text right here within this accessibility window. If I click on the next one, I can see that that one is actually a decorative image, and I can mark it as decorative from, again, right here in the accessibility pane. It also identified an image as not being in line with the text. That would not be able to be read by a screen reader, so we can just click to fix that right here in the accessibility pane again. The other warning that it's giving me here is that there is hard to read text contrast. And if I click on that, it highlights the text, and I can choose a different font color or page color to make sure that there is enough contrast there. So whatever errors or warnings it's highlighting for you, it will almost always have a recommended action that you can take right there. If we take a look over at a PowerPoint presentation, you can see that it's very similar to Word in how you access the accessibility tools. There's the Accessibility Investigate icon at the bottom of this window, and I could go up to Review, Check Accessibility to also open up that accessibility pane. Here I see some other warnings that you might see in PowerPoint to check the reading order. So here if I click Verify Object Order, you'll see this long list of items, and each one of these is an icon or something on the page. I have a lot going on this page. Anything that is not checked is decorative, so this would be the background, things like that that are not being read. But things that have a check mark next to them are being read, so you just want to make sure that they are being read in the right order that you're intending. The other thing that you might often see in PowerPoint is a duplicate slide title. If you've added the same title to multiple slides, someone who's using a screen reader might be trying to jump between slides and jump straight to a title, but it's more confusing if they've got the same title. So it would be recommended to go in and change those so each slide has a unique title. And finally, we'll take a look at Excel. Again, you see the Accessibility Investigate icon in the bottom of your window, and if I go up to Review and click Check Accessibility, that accessibility pane comes up over on the right-hand side as well. You see some different warnings here. See a warning for the use of merged cells. Merged cells are generally not recommended, and you could go in and unmerge them directly from the accessibility pane. And again, that hard to read text contrast like we saw in Word, where I could change the font color or the fill color directly from the accessibility pane. Now, one thing I'll point out is that this is not a perfect tool. It can't identify every accessibility issue. So here, for instance, it should really identify this empty cell and this isolated cell over here as accessibility issues, because those are typically hard for a screen reader to interpret the data for. And it's also not identifying the merged cell at the top. So it's not perfect. There will be some things that you need to go in and change on your own as you learn more about accessibility. But it's a great starting point, and it allows for some really easy fixes to be done to improve accessibility in Word and PowerPoint and Excel. We hope that these videos can help you make your content a little more accessible. If you're an instructor who needs help making their content more accessible, contact UAA's Instructional Design team at UAA_design@alaska.edu. If you're a student who needs support with accessibility, contact Disability Support Services at 907-786-4530 or by email at UAA_DSS@alaska.edu.